This next speaker is another of our community's great heroes, an ER paramedic who embodies the dedication and compassion we need in times of crisis. She stepped up as part of an incredible team of healthcare professionals who assisted President Trump, and for that we thank her. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Butler Memorial Hospital paramedic Sally Sheri.
Before I get started, I want to thank everyone for being here today. And for those of who are a part of this, watching on TV or live streaming, thank you also. I feel like my speech has a little bit of a turn to it compared to everybody else's. Before I could drive a car, I became an EMT at the age of 15. I volunteered for an ambulance service and realized at a very young age that I had a calling for helping people. When I turned 18, I went to school. I got my paramedic license and spent most of my adult years in the back of an ambulance taking care of and treating sick and injured people. One of my most memorable experiences as a field medic was when 9/11 happened. I was on a disaster management team that got called up by FEMA to respond to Ground Zero for search and rescue. I went not knowing what we were getting into without hesitation. It was my calling. After many years of wear and tear of pre-hospital EMS on my back and body, I transitioned from the back of an ambulance to an emergency room and again continued my calling. In all of my years of emergency services, the actions of July 13th truly exemplify why so many people feel that this is their calling. The professionalism, quick responses, and calm presence ensured an environment for thousands of people to come together. When asked to speak of my experience and recollection from that evening, there are several thoughts that came to mind. First and foremost, my sincerest sympathy and continued prayers to the comparator family, Helen, Allison, and Kaylee. Secondly, gratitude to my colleagues who cared for the two critically injured, David Dutch and James Copenhaver. The events of the day placed Butler, Pennsylvania on a nationally known platform, which has been often inconceivable to the residents of this small community. The fire, police, and EMS personnel involved that day displayed selfless acts, gave of their time and skills to care for those in need. There were multiple medical treatment tents staffed by EMTs, paramedics, fire personnel, nurses, and a physician throughout the course of the day. Many of these individuals volunteered their time. Extreme heat conditions proved to be challenging for anyone in attendance. The individuals working the event made contact with over 250 rallygoers of various ages and conditions rendering care. As we all rely on our training, there are some things that you can never be prepared for. Saturday, July 13th. I was working the evening President Trump was shot. That evening, I witnessed a man with a deeply rooted bond with his family. I heard him speak with his wife, his children, and his grandchildren. He let them know that he was safe and that he was being taken care of. I heard his daughter say, "Only by the grace of God, you are here." The man that we all see on TV with the strong personality who sometimes doesn't mince for words or who is seen as a wealthy, powerful businessman was not the man that I stood beside that evening. What I saw was a man that in the aftermath of one of the most terrifying experiences of his life showed resiliency. He showed strength and courage. He showed that his family was at the forefront. He was a husband, a father, and a grandfather. He was compassionate and grateful. He was kind and humble. Several times I stood and stared at him with tears rolling down my cheeks. He was someone's dad. He's a human just like you and me. I held the hand of that man who sends out the mean tweets, and I thanked him for loving our country and fighting for our freedoms. He assured me that he is doing everything he can to save our country, and I believe this to be true now more than ever. So as I circle back and wrap this up, I talk about healthcare and EMS being my calling. When I look back to the date of July 13th, I see our first responders and our soon-to-be 47th president who are doing just that, answering their calling. Events of this magnitude present unique challenges, yet the first responders and President Trump handled them with skill, grace, and determination, reminding us of the invaluable role that they both play. How fortunate are we to have such devoted, amazing people surrounding us and serving our country and our communities. To President Trump and to all the first responders, please know that your dedication and services are appreciated far beyond words. We hold you to the highest regards. Thank you once again for your exemplary work during the rally and every day as you all continue to protect and serve us. Thank you for this opportunity to share my experience.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sally Sheri. And now,